right, welcome to the Canary in the Cage podcast. I'm Ron Morgan and my co-host
Dave Havlicek.
We're here to entertain you, educate you, and hopefully make you laugh. So, what the hell's going on in the world today?
Lots of things.
So, Dave, I got a question. Are you willing to learn to speak Spanish?
I know a little.
More specifically, Mexican?
I already know a little Spanish. He's right over there. No, I took Spanish in high school, and I remember a lot of it.
You're going to have to be fluent, though.
I can read it very well.
Okay.
But I can't speak it because they speak so fucking fast.
Yeah, they talk fast.
Like, what? I can't speak that fast in English.
So my question is, are you willing to learn it to be fluent, or are you going to move?
No. Well, why'd I move?
Oh, you didn't hear?
No.
So now Mexico wants all their land back.
Oh, okay.
They want to go back to the early 1800s map.
Okay.
Where they own like California, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona. They said they're willing to take it back by force.
Okay.
Well, Trump's anti-war.
Well, he doesn't have to fight that war. We don't need him.
So we're going to do it ourselves.
We don't need his help. We have the Bundys.
Yeah. We got the Bundys. But I mean, with all the riots going on and the Marines in L.A., I mean, they're going to be all over the place. Do we have enough military left?
You don't need a military. This is the fucking, the whole thing that people don't understand is you don't need a military to defend your homeland. You need a military to go attack other people, right? You bring up all the time the Revolutionary War, the people in the hills, right? They weren't a military. In fact, the military was getting their asses stomped because they kept using these old-style tactics where everything has to be fair, right? And you line up on the battlefield and you fight fair. No, you fucking hide behind the trees and snipe their asses.
That's what the hillbillies did. Yeehaw!
That's how you fucking win a war, a defensive war.
Yeah.
That's how Iraq... That's why we can't defeat Iraq or Afghanistan or Vietnam or any of these places. These tiny little countries with no resources, we can't beat them.
Yeah, because actually, in Afghanistan, when Russia was attacking them back in the late 80s, early 90s, they would run up and jump on the tank and open up the hatch and throw a grenade in.
Yeah.
And then scramble all the guys.
Of course.
Yeah. So, I guess that's valid.
Did you know Afghanistan was only conquered once?
Really?
Yeah.
There's some badass motherfuckers over there.
You know who conquered it?
Zimbabwe?
Genghis Khan.
No shit.
Genghis Khan.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we should just jump right into the riots. That fake-ass riot going on.
There you go. See, yeah. This really gets me because, the shit they're rioting about, allegedly, I agree with, right? The ICE sucks. The cops suck. I want no border patrol, right? But why are you bombing cars and private property?
Oh, that's right. You're like everybody goes anywhere.
Why aren't you bombing ICE facilities? Why aren't you bombing the FBI headquarters?
So let me ask you.
No, don't do that. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying, why aren't you doing that? It's all fake.
So let me ask you. It's a fake riot because who's missing or what's missing out of the riots?
Well, not pallets of bricks. Apparently, I think those showed up.
Right, but there's something very obviously missing. Black people.
Oh God, I'm not touching that one.
No, I'm not insulting them. Those motherfuckers know how to throw a party. I mean, I saw one video with one black guy. I mean, he was looting the iTunes or the
Apple Store.
Apple Store, and it's like he had grabbed a bunch of shit and looked around, saw white people, and went, "Oh fuck, I gotta get out of here." Cops show up, they're gonna shoot me. Good job, brother. Get the fuck out of there. No, even the black people were like, "What the fuck's going on here? We don't want this shit."
So I was watching some YouTube channel, and they were covering the riots, and there were people waving Mexican flags and what else? And they were burning the American flag and shit like that. And the guy on the YouTube was like, "Why do you come here and wave the Mexican flag and then burn the dude? Those aren't the immigrants doing that. Those are the fucking purple hair communist people that were born here and hate America and hate everything about America and think America only exists because of slavery."
Well,
that's how do you not see that?
That's why I call it a fake riot.
Right, it's fake. It's all fake.
Because they're being paid. Because somewhere in X I posted.
Well, not all of them. Some of them are just for fun.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, you pay some people and the rest of them show up.
Right.
We're gonna break into shit.
Yeah.
Cool. No, it's just. When's the last time LA had a riot that blacks weren't in it? That's the problem. It's
when Mexico owned it. Probably in the 1800s.
Yeah. So no, it's just. I'm not criticizing because those motherfuckers know how to have a good time. They really do. Not that I'm for looting stores. I mean, Although usually the work boot store and the bookstore goes untouched.
God.
Well,
This is where we get banned all finally.
No, I love the...
Someone else was saying we should deploy the rooftop Koreans.
Oh, yeah.
But like, they're the ones being kicked out of the country by ICE. So, like, sorry, rooftop Koreans, you're gone.
Oh, Jesus, man. Yeah, because I've been watching... Yeah, I've been kind of obsessed on it a little bit because I'm trying to figure this out. Like, who's paying for it? Who's doing all this?
This is the Soros cabal or whatever.
I mean, Soros for sure, but here's the thing.
We are through USAID. We're paying for it.
Yeah. So you had the delivery of all those the face mask, and they're like military grade.
Yeah.
Well, they say Walmart sells those.
What does that mean? Military grade face mask?
Not the mask like this, but like the shields, like a mini helmet almost.
Okay.
And apparently the daughter of Sam Walton.
Okay. She's
anti-American, or she's not real happy with us. So they're saying that she might be funding it as well.
Probably.
But then they get a picture of a guy who is delivering these masks, and he's a Teamster. Well, no, I mean, is he a Teamster? Is he doing it because he's a Teamster?
Probably.
Or is he doing it because he's an asshole?
Why not both? Well, isn't both of those necessary? Like, isn't that?
Well, but I mean, the Teamsters. I mean, so are the Teamsters against Trump?
I think they are.
I mean, because of the tariffs. Because they're also, I believe, the dock workers are Teamsters.
That's a different union.
No, the Teamsters.
Isn't Teamsters only truckers?
No, about 15 years ago, the Teamsters tried to suck up the NEA.
Okay.
My wife was a delegate. We had to go to New Orleans, and she had to vote whether we joined the Teamsters, whether the teachers joined the Teamsters union or not. Okay. And they shot it down. I'm pretty sure, because remember that dock worker on the East Coast? He's like threatening everybody. I believe he was a Teamster. Remember we talked about it on the show. He was just like, oh yeah, well, because of the tariffs.
I remember the dock worker stuff. I don't remember a specific guy.
Oh no, he was like an old fat fuck. Oh, dude, don't get mad at me because they kill people. I don't want to be Jimmy Hoffa.
Well, so apparently the riots are now expanding.
Yeah, we had some
might be coming to Vegas.
Well, we had some in Vegas last night, and they did
They had one planned for Saturday, apparently.
Well, Saturday's supposed to be a big day. They're like, "Oh, this is when the Civil War is going to start." I'm like, "Oh,
well, I saw their website, and like it's supposedly I forgot what they called it, but it was it's dressed up like a real protest. But they had like locations of many different cities.
Yeah, so it's confusing because a few cities have the stars, and then other cities just have the blue dots. Now Vegas had a blue dot where Phoenix had the star. I don't know if it's a bigger protest there or what. But we had a protest last night, and it ended up on Fremont Street, and they actually closed Fremont Street last night.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's the thing. If we want to find out who pays these motherfuckers, it's real simple. Go grab a few of them. Throw them in the fucking box.
Yeah,
at the
you're
police
not going to find them. You're not going to do that. The cops are going to let them go.
No. In 2020, we wouldn't do that.
It's not going to happen again.
We have a whole new world.
Not going to happen.
I don't know.
It's not going to happen. The
Trump
cops are
wants to find out.
Trump is not in charge. He wishes he was. He thinks he is. But especially cops in like the blue cities, they're just going to let him go. Catch and release.
Well, that's the thing. Well, no, but they are arresting people. I don't know. See, this is where I have a problem with. I don't believe the National Guard has the right to arrest people.
No, they don't. And other than like the citizens arrest, like the way we all have.
Right, we all have that. And I definitely know the fucking Marines don't have a citizens arrest. So, what's your opinion with the Marines coming in?
So now, I've heard a lot of mixed stories on this, and I haven't seen for myself what they're doing. So some people are saying that they're actively arresting people and going after people and shit in this, and then other people are saying no, they're just standing there protecting private property. So I don't know what's actually happening.
The official story is they're brought in to protect federal property and federal employees, so they can they can protect the ICE agents, and then let the ICE agents.
Even still, I don't think that's just not their job.
My problem is I just don't like the military being used against its own citizens.
Yeah, it's not their job. That's not their place.
But apparently there is a legal right for them to do this. It's I hope it's not a baby step because I don't like this at all.
Which Democrat signed that into law?
No, it's the alien actor.
The one that you were praising before. Okay.
No, for deporting them, that's fine. But I don't, and that's the thing. I don't like the military. But then again,
you voted for it. You voted for this. I didn't vote for it. I get to sleep at night.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm so pro what's going on. I wish I could do it without the Marines. But now, have you heard about this Marine group that's in there?
No.
So the Marines, to the best of my knowledge, do not have a special forces because they're all considered special forces.
Okay.
But the Camp Pendleton in California apparently is the worst Marine boot camp, or the worst camp for Marines, and they call these guys the war dogs. And like one Marine was talking, he goes, "Yeah, though if you turn these guys loose, this riot will be over in 20 minutes." He goes, "These guys are badasses."
Yeah.
He goes, "They're in the worst possible military training center in the entire
See, like that's part of the whole like fucking bullshit that they give to us. They feed us all this bullshit, and we think that they're these amazing badasses that don't get like they wouldn't last 20 minutes in fucking Compton.
So it's funny you brought up Compton. What do you think? So if I were to say ICE is going to Compton, what would you think?
Why?
So
for the rooftop Koreans that are running the grocery store, or what?
So I didn't grab the video because I didn't know we were going to go this route. But there's a Hispanic gang apparently running Compton right now, and they're threatening the rioters. You come here, we will kill you. But now, isn't ICE going to go? Wait, what? Did I hear? Say Walmart.
No, of course not. The ICE is only going to go after like the college students that are writing anti-Israel stuff because they're all tough behind a badge and a gun. But like if the other guy's shooting back, they're not so tough anymore. And so that's why they arrest college students.
Yeah, they've gotten some pretty big criminals. Oh, speaking of the criminals they've gotten, they brought your Maryland guy back.
I saw that, yeah.
Where's he at now?
I don't know.
He's in Tennessee.
Okay.
Facing charges.
Okay.
For human trafficking. And drug dealing. And all the stuff they said he did, he's actually in Tennessee.
Fine. Okay, you give him a trial. That's what I asked for.
What the you want to spend your taxpayer dollars on some shithead.
I don't want to spend my taxpayer dollars at all.
Yeah,
like if you just left the guy alone, if you never picked him up, if you never deported him, you wouldn't have spent any tax dollars.
Yeah, you would have.
Why?
The police were surveilling him. The police were checking him out.
Why? Why are the police spending the resources?
Because he's breaking the fucking law.
So what? He's not a danger to anybody.
I would say the women he's trafficking might be.
Okay, he's not. Okay, when you say trafficking, and then you look at what really happened, is that he was driving in a car with other people.
Well, with women.
So what?
Well, they're charging with trafficking.
Okay,
so
of course they charge you. So they always charge you with bullshit when you did something with no victim.
They overcharge a lot. I give you that, but I don't know. Tennessee's pretty happy about this.
Of course they are. Tennessee's a shitty state. It's got Marsha Blackburn, and she's fucking nuts. What was she talking about the other day? It's just like some stupid shit about ban some basic American right. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Like, you know what you're talking about. No, like, stop with this drug war bullshit. Stop saying everything's trafficking, because it's fucking, like, 1% of what people say is trafficking is actually what the regular guy thinks of as trafficking.
I don't know, dude.
It is.
I used to think that. I would have agreed with you a couple years ago.
Yeah, okay, if you look at every trafficking conviction, right, like actual conviction, and you read the details of the case, what you're going to find is that 99% of the time, there was no victim. It's just somebody did something that by the letter of the law counted as trafficking. It's fucking bullshit.
Well, we'll see. It's going to go to court. Just like
That's fine. That's fine. Like, again, like, I don't want to spend tax dollars on it, so just leave the guy. If he didn't hurt anybody, leave him alone. Right? You don't have to prosecute over drug charges. You don't have to prosecute because he was driving in a car with other Hispanic people.
All right.
But if there's no victim coming forward, like I always say this, right? There should be no cops on the street anywhere, right? You should only ever see a cop if somebody calls on the phone and says, I'm a victim of a crime, I need the cops, right?
So because they all just hang out at the cop shop and just wait?
Yes. That's what your insurance company does, right? You don't see insurance agents driving around looking for people speeding, looking for people smoking. No. When you call them up on the phone, they have the little office building, and they send out an agent to investigate the issue. Why can't cops work that way?
Well, then we better free up some of the shooting people laws.
What do you mean? Why?
Well, because if the cops are going to take forever to get here because they're like way over on the other side of town.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, you only call them if you're not calling them because there's a crime in progress. Like that's your job. You fix that.
So I can
call them when the crime already happened and you have to go convict the guy.
So I can call them to come and get the dead body.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm cool.
And then put the guy in jail if there's someone else that needs to be put in jail.
Jail.
Well, if there's someone's still around.
I shoot better than that, dude.
I'm saying if there's someone else still around.
I'll feed into my dog.
Yeah, whatever. You should never see a cop unless you call one for a crime.
Can you come and get these bones?
And it's not a crime, by the way, if someone's on the sidewalk pointing a camera at you. It's not a crime. Stop calling the cops for that, you fucking idiots. Just a little tangent there.
Yeah. There's been... those videos are popping up in my feed lately.
Well, yeah, I mean, fucking Karens, they keep multiplying.
You know, actually, I was watching one, I think last night it popped up, and these guys walked in. The entrance was a courthouse, but then to the left was the entrance to the post office.
Yeah, I've seen those, yeah.
Well, so the dudes went into the courthouse, but were in the lobby of the courthouse.
Right.
And the deputy, or the U.S. Marshal apparently, came across and physically assaulted them.
Yeah.
The dude placed him under citizen's arrest.
Nice. Yeah, like these judges, they think that because you can control what happens in the courtroom, that you can control the whole courthouse.
See,
you can't.
I have a problem with that too. The courthouse should not be their world.
It's not. They think it is, but it's not.
I've seen some crazy shit.
Well, they usually, I mean, like they're immune from you suing them about it, but usually that order will be overturned by another court.
Yeah.
I've seen one where they said you can't even be on the same block as the courthouse.
What?
With a camera? Yeah, I've seen them do that. It's fucking ridiculous. Like when there's a high profile case and like there's media, but too bad. That's it's a public trial. You stupid bitch.
Yeah, we know we got a judge problem in this world now.
So let's take it back to California for a second.
Okay.
I think Gavin Newsom watches our show. He's finally said something that I agree with.
What did he say?
So he has threatened to shut off tax payments going to the feds from California.
Okay.
Which is exactly what I proposed.
He can do that.
He can try and do it, and it'll be fun to see what happens.
Well, no.
I hope he wins.
So what will happen, the feds will just shut off the spigot coming back to him, though.
Right, but it won't matter because he has...
So, because he's a big state with a big politics,
yeah.
So he would have a net gain over that.
This is the only reason I don't want California being the first ones to do it is because they are a drain on society, and like they will fail, and then everybody will look and say, "Oh, see, what's we can't do that because they're going to fail."
No, so if you look at the money that California gives the federal government, I would think it would be more than any other state.
Yes, but they pull more back out. They pull way more back out.
Oh, okay, because they're not the biggest state.
California is in debt. Like they are in fuckloads of debt.
Well, no, they weren't in debt after COVID because Newsom got the COVID check from Biden. And they had a surplus, and Newsom bragged about it.
That was only for 1 year, but
right, he's read all this shit.
But they're still in deep debt.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, if California left, they'd be fucked. But hey, I believe everyone should be able to leave. I don't give if you're fucked or not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, as long as we put that border fence up.
So, Gavin, give us a call. I'll walk you through exactly how you can get away with this.
Well, he's got his own podcast.
There you go.
He's going to other podcasts as well.
Yeah, let's get him on here.
And all the right-wing podcasts are, do not talk to Newsom. Don't let him on your show.
Why?
Because you're going to give him air. And I'm like...
So what?
Adam Carolla...
Let him talk.
Adam Carolla had him on his podcast.
Maybe he'll learn something.
Well, no, when Adam Carolla... It was years ago when Adam Carolla did it. And it was about like voter ID and stuff like that. And Adam Carolla just destroyed it. It's hysterical.
Well, yeah, he's not that smart. Like, obviously, he didn't come up with this idea by himself.
He got it from us or from you.
That's right.
All right.
So, like I said, give me a call. We'll put you on the show, and we'll go over this tax plan because I think you should do it. I
don't think he would come out too well on that.
I think he would have enough backing that they would get away with it. Now again, because they're in deep debt, if they keep running the state the way they are, they're going to fail. But hey, that's
you know why this fake riot's going on, right? I mean,
there's a lot of reasons.
Well, no, there's a main reason. There's one main reason
to make Trump do something stupid, which he's doing, like he's reacting.
No, I mean, is Trump really? I mean, so the media.
He's bringing out the military. Like, what the fuck are you doing, guys? Stop overreacting.
When he called the National Guard in, they're like, "It's a peaceful protest," and he's like, "Nope. No, it's not. There's shit being burned." So the violence started before he called the National Guard.
That's fine, but...
And that's what the National Guard's job is, to come in on riots like that. The Marines, but no, it's, if we were to remove all illegal immigrants out of California, which is a mounting task, the congressional seats, the Electoral College votes they would lose a ton.
Right.
Because in our census.
Yeah.
Okay.
Senses?
It just seemed weird.
Are you trying to say the plural of senses?
Well, yeah, in our censuses.
Censuses, yeah.
Censuses.
Sensi.
Yeah, don't make me say that again. We count illegals.
Yeah.
Because it's like a person is a person.
Right.
So California benefits greatly from illegal aliens.
Well, so, okay, I was thinking about this the other day, and, like, someone was complaining about that, and I said, well, instead of bitching about it, why don't the red states just offer incentives to illegals? And do the same thing, right? Now we will have more people.
So, I don't know if I brought that video up, I don't think I did. The thing that's pissing me off about these fucking liberals, I'm assuming they're all liberals, I guess they could be conservative too, because there's a bunch of shithead conservatives. They're like one guy, he's like, all my guys won't show up to work now.
Yeah.
Because ICE is in town. How am I going to do my job? How am I going to make money for my company? Well, shithead, stop paying slave fucking labor. Here's the problem.
You pay the market rate. Like,
no, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Dude.
The fact that they're paying it means that it's the market rate. Like, they don't decide prices. The market decides prices.
Who are they? So if you underpay a illegal
There's no such thing as underpay. You pay what you pay. You pay the market price.
You know, there's a green card for farmhands.
Okay, you mean there's socialism? There's socialism for farmhands.
Probably.
Yeah.
You can underpay them.
Okay.
To come and pick your strawberries and your cherries.
You can underpay regular farm workers. You can have your children work on the farm and underpay them.
But the Americans wouldn't put up with it.
What do you mean? But see, like, again, with this put up, like, you put up with it by going to the grocery store and buying those produce goods.
No, what I'm saying is, so in the construction field, because that's what I know.
Yeah.
I got into the construction field in the 90s, and that's where I learned a lot of shit at.
Yeah.
Sorry, when my son went to get into he was going to do construction work for a while, he couldn't get a job because he could not work for the wage that they were paying.
Right.
So we're losing critical skills due to the fact that you start as a laborer and you work your way up.
But we don't need Americans to have a specific set of skills. As long as somebody has those skills. Right? And if we still need that product, someone needs that skill. Why does it have to be an American?
It should be because it's in this country.
No, it shouldn't. There's no should. Again with the shoulds. There is. Stop using that word. There is no should.
Okay, I'll make
another word. I'm willing to pay this much for a house, and you're willing to sell that house to me at that price. That's all there is. And if you have to hire a different speaking language person to do that, then that's what you got to do.
If you pay them a decent wage, I'm actually okay with that.
There's no such thing as, again, with a decent. Like, you're bringing opinions into this.
No.
There's no opinions. There's how much I'm willing to pay. There's how much you're willing to sell for. That's all there is.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
I've brought this up numerous times. We are abusing our illegals.
There's no such thing as abusing.
Have you heard of being paid?
This is your opinion.
Have you heard of being paid?
Why do they keep coming here?
I'm trying to ask you a question. Have you heard of being paid in farm dollars?
I don't care.
So you can.
Why do they keep coming here and choosing to do that?
It's still better than living.
That's the point. They're not being abused. Then they're being treated better.
If you're paid in farm dollars, which means you got to pay your rent to the farmer in farm dollars. You can only shop at the store.
So what? This is how literal cowboys worked for 100 years in America, and we glorify them and make movies about them. Why is this bad?
That one I don't get.
That's how we paid cowboys. They didn't work for dollars. They worked for the farm labor or the ranch labor or however you want to call it. They did.
Okay.
This whole fucking you think that your personal opinion on things should rule the economy, and that's called socialism, and it doesn't work.
No, I don't like seeing people be abused.
I don't care what you like to see or not. It's your opinion. If you don't like it, don't buy from that company.
Okay.
You don't get to tell that company they can't do that. Because that's their property.
Actually, it is illegal to hire.
I don't give a fuck. Illegal just means some other man's opinion. Why don't you get that?
So you're an anarchist. Why the fuck aren't you protesting with these people?
Because protesting is mostly bullshit. It doesn't accomplish anything.
Get out there and fight.
It doesn't do anything. They don't listen.
Lose a tooth or two for your fucking principles.
They don't. That doesn't do anything. That's not how we solve these problems.
Sure as fuck doesn't do anything. Not doing anything.
Who says I'm not doing anything? I'm running a podcast where I teach you how to escape from this shit by going on the dark web and using Monero. What are you talking about?
Okay. All right. So. The video has been removed, but a senator was arrested today. Well, I mean, you want to keep going on the on the slave labor. I'm cool with that. But
it's choice. It's a choice. You're choosing. It's not a slave.
Who's choosing?
They are.
Okay. Oh, so did you hear Trump wants to tax them on the money they send back to Mexico?
He already taxed them on the income.
No. But if you send your money back to Mexico to your family,
that's retarded. You have no way to do that.
What do you mean?
How would you even do that?
If it's through the banking system, apparently the banking system knows what the fuck we're doing.
Okay, but they're just going to stop using the banking system.
So they're just going to put money in an envelope and lick it?
They might. Maybe they'll use Monero. I mean, like, do you think they're just going to eat the tax? No, they're not. They pay taxes when they earn the money. Why the fuck should they pay taxes when it goes back out? That's fucking stupid. Okay. And, like, the idea that we need money in the country, we don't need fucking pieces of paper with numbers on them. So it's good to send that shit out of here.
Not that I'm for this, but, you know, like, you got to pay to move out of certain states in this country. New York, California.
What?
If you make X amount of dollars, you have to pay a tax to move out of the state.
I've never heard. What the fuck are you talking? What are you talking? Now I know California tried to do this thing where like they would tax you for 10 years in your new states.
Okay.
But I think that got shot down.
It's kind of a similar thing.
I think that got shot down. But like, what do you? How are you going to stop me from leaving? I don't understand.
You can leave.
Yeah.
But you got to pay.
Well, what if I don't pay? What are you going to do?
That's a good question.
Well, I've left.
I don't know. It's something I've heard because not that I listen to Sean Hannity because I truly don't. But he did a video that said he had to pay money to leave New York to move to Florida.
Now I think if you're rich enough, they can keep you on that. But if I'm a regular guy, like fuck you. I'm not
saying like Jose and Bob.
Yeah,
I'm saying like the wealthy people.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can see how they can force you to pay, but it shouldn't be. Like that should be illegal.
It should be. So I don't know.
What the fuck?
We're a fucked up country right now. No, I just like the fact that I wish the video was still up because I was going to play the sound. The words, there wasn't a lot of words, but it was a senator face down on the ground, and you heard the handcuffs like jiggling and clicking and stuff, and I'm like, we got about 537 more of those we got to do?
There's only 100 senators.
Congress too.
Yeah.
House.
Yeah, all together, yeah.
Yeah, let's get them all. And then
what about Thomas Massey?
So, No, don't arrest him. But no, did you hear about Rand Paul?
What happened?
He claims that he was disinvited to the White House barbecue. And he goes, it's something my family looks forward to every year.
Yeah.
And then Trump came out the next day and went, who disinvited you? He goes, I want you here because I want to convince you to vote for the big, beautiful bill. How can I convince you to do that if you're not here?
Yeah.
So I don't know what actually happened. Because he went on DaVince's podcast, which is the Dave Bongino replacement. Uh-huh. And he was like, and the thing is, the only reason he's against the big, beautiful bill is because it raises the debt ceiling.
Yeah.
So
I saw him come out with conditions on which he would vote for it. I didn't read what those conditions were.
It basically comes down to the debt ceiling.
Okay.
He goes, if we raise the debt ceiling, we own that debt.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't want to be a part of owning that debt.
Right.
So it's a logical thing. So
yeah. But I did see that the Doge cuts, they're actually voting on that. They finally brought that into
only
the House.
$90 million, I think it is. It's a small portion.
God.
But no. It's apparently if they pass those Doge cuts, then it makes it easier for Trump to do it even without Congress approval. Okay. It was very confusing. Yeah. I was listening to it.
Okay. I'm like, well, it's something at least. Fucking
well, no, but it's so Congress goes on break in August, and apparently, if Trump can get them to approve these cuts while they're on break, he can go a little crazy. Which one thing Trump is really good at is going a little crazy.
Assuming he does it himself and not fucking like delegates it out to some dickhead.
Well, I mean, I cut the cut. If you start cutting funding, I'm fucking cool with that.
Yeah.
Still want relief for American people there, Trump. I mean, no income tax. Well, no, I guess in the big beautiful bill, apparently every citizen will benefit by at least $5,000 in their tax when they go to do their taxes. No. When I used to under Trump, when I did my taxes, I owed like $6,000. After Trump, I owed like $17,000.
I think you don't know how to do your taxes.
No,
because it definitely went down under Trump, but it wasn't that much.
No, that's what I owed. I don't know. I switched jobs a lot, so I don't know. I haven't in a while, but so when I fill out my tax forms, I always put married, filing, single at a higher rate, or whatever it takes the maximum amount at. It's still $100 fucking grand, but I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't.
But
know
still,
what the fuck you're doing.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a fucking accountant. I don't do surgery on myself, do I?
Go on the free websites and just fill the form out. It's easy.
I did that, and $17,000. I went to an accountant. Can you get me? This is what I
you fucked something up.
This is what I tell accountants. This is what TurboTaxes I owe. If you can get me lower than this, because I have to pay you.
Yeah.
So you have to get me at least lower than your fee minus that.
Yeah.
I know. I don't understand taxes. I don't like taxes. I don't want to pay taxes. Maybe that's my problem.
Well,
I'm not sure.
Then you got to stop asking for debt, and you got to stop asking for lower interest rates. And I'm going to cover that next week, actually. Well, maybe 2 weeks, because it's going to be a 2-part show.
Well, we want lower interest rates.
No, we don't. Because then your tax is going to go up.
So the average interest rate in this country has been 5 to 6% for
history, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of where we're sitting at right now.
Yeah.
And that's not that bad, but the problem is we had like -1 interest rates for a while.
Okay.
So that was kind of cool.
But it wasn't.
Oh, it was.
No,
it was during COVID.
Just wait till I do the show and like actually pay attention, because I'm going to go over that shit. Like it's a long one. I'm already prepping it. And it's going to be a 2-parter.
Okay. No, because I do admit I'm not an economics guy. I don't care. I spend money like a drunken sailor on leave. Which is funny, because that's what I've always said. And I don't know if I've said it on this show or not. I may or may not have. But now I'm hearing other people say it. So I don't know if I picked it up from somebody and they carried it on, or if I made that up. And well, no, it may have been Peter Schiff. No, Peter Schiff said giving money to Congress is like giving drunk teenagers the keys to the car.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know where I got the spend money.
Well, he has a lot of analogies. That's his thing.
And maybe he did say it. That's where I picked it up at. Because if I was to pick up a statement like that, it probably would have been from him.
Yeah.
But now I'm hearing other people say it. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you listening to our podcast?
Well, what do we got on the old X account here?
Oh, just bring one up and see what we got. I love this one. So he's up here in the place. Bike into the sand.
Probably didn't see it.
No, bullshit. Oh, well, he deserves to be arrested for stupid.
What did he do? What are they chasing him for?
I don't know. He's brown. He's not white.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, arrest that guy. What do we got next here?
Oh, oh, I forgot I had this up.
What the fuck is this?
It's a cuddle puddle.
What is why? Why and how and why?
Okay.
What the fuck?
So
is this what like leftists do in their free time, or like what is this?
Okay.
Because I see red hair.
So I can tell you right now, because of cuddle puddles, my wife is not allowed to buy anything.
There were peaceful.
Sorry.
Oh, she's not allowed to buy anything with patchouli in it.
What the fuck?
We had a friend that was into cuddle puddles.
Why? Why is this your friend? I don't understand. Like
we were back when we lived in Chicago. I mean, I'm open to anything. I'll be a friend with anybody. I don't care.
No. Some people do not deserve friends.
I learned from people, but this
not those people.
Okay, do you know what a Diva Cup is?
I don't want to know.
I don't care.
Want to know. I don't care.
Okay, so plug your ears. A Diva Cup is when you don't want to use a tampon. You put a cup there, it catches all the blood. This particular lady wanted to know if she could fertilize her tomatoes with it. She's into cuddle puddles, and that's actually she's the one who taught me about cuddle puddles. God. And knowing that I would never want to get into one. she was a freegan. Now we've talked about freegans before. Yeah. They get their free food. They get their vegan food for free out of the dumpster. It's pretty fucking gross. She was a big girl. I mean, yeah. And because she was a hippie, she showered once a week.
Oh my god.
And she would use patchouli to cover up the smell. And August in Chicago, and she was a hugger. So you can kind of see like
what the fuck?
Like I came home from work one day, I get in the elevator, I'm like, what the fuck is that smell? That's patchouli. I get off my floor, I go, it's my fucking floor. I walk into my house, I go, is that you? Does this smell you? My wife goes, yeah, I bought a new perfume. It's got patchouli in it. I go, you gotta get fucking rid of that shit. That shit's gotta get out of my fucking house right now. And she's like, why? I go, well, I'm not gonna say the girl's name. I go, the hugger, the vegan showers once a week. So so I legit cannot smell patchouli.
Well, why did you push this on your ex account? Like, what is this? Like, I don't.
Well, I don't want to tip you off. I like to
I'm not going to do that. Like,
you're not in cuddle puddles?
If somebody, like, let's say I'm at the poker table and I make friends with somebody and they're like, hey, we're having a cuddle puddle this weekend. You want to come over? I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, no. I don't care what it is. No. The answer is no.
She would cuddle puddle with homeless people.
Ah. God, dude. All right. Before we go to the next video, let's give away some money.
Okay.
So, last week we had a simple word challenge. It was Moon Rover.
Okay.
And we had 3 people enter.
Oh.
So, we got almagest. We got MoneroMash. And we got MavMcQ. So, let's see who wins.
Spin to win.
MoneroMash. All right, come track us down to collect your winnings.
Come and find us. So the next video, I saw you guys brought it up.
What do we got here?
She's a press secretary.
Yeah.
She's probably, I think, 27 or 28. But she is a badass. And I don't know if you've ever seen her videos. Watch some of them. This is just one that I found.
I've seen a couple.
I found this one to be funny.
So if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a pretty stupid question.
She's so much different than the sponge scrubby head thing.
Yeah.
You know, where she just like lied all the time.
Yeah.
Biden's fine. Oh, but yeah, she left the Democrat Party. I think.
See, now the funny thing is, they would have had almost the same answer to that question, right? So, like, if someone had asked Kareem Jean-Pierre, "Does Biden support peaceful protests?" she would have said, "That's a stupid question." She would have said yes. She would have just said, "That's a stupid question."
I don't know. She would have had the balls to
she
say
said
that.
Shit like that.
She
didn't say it directly. She said it like in a much passive aggressive way.
Yeah, that was a passive aggressive. That was just like fuck you.
But she would have had the same sentiment, but she wouldn't have said yes. He supports it.
I like blunt people. That's all I'm saying. The blunter, the better.
There you go. That's a Chicago thing.
Yeah, I think it is because it's funny. Like when my wife was we lived in Boulder. People like my wife. Why? Because my wife, she's Italian, so she's got an accent, and people confuse her accent with Jersey, sometimes New York, and then sometimes Chicago. But they're like, "Are you angry?" She goes, "No, I'm just talking. I'm fine."
Yeah, I get that a lot too.
Yeah. Well, no, you are angry.
Even when I'm not, I get it.
Oh, wait, there's a time you're not angry?
Of course. See, you're doing it right now. Like, dude, I had fucking like, I was just talking. It was at work, and I was teaching these new hires some shit, and I'm just talking my normal voice, like you hear me right now.
Yeah.
And like, it was 2 women, okay, and they were like, and one of them was like, "Could you please not yell?" I'm like, "This is my voice. I'm not yelling. Like, if you don't like that, then you're just gonna have to quit." See, now I'm mad. This is the point. Like, why are you fucking accusing me? You know what I mean? Like,
So
how am I yelling?
The guy I work with may or may not be my boss. It's a weird. Well, no, it's like we're both salary, we're both management, and I think if he wanted to fire me, he would have to get somebody else's approval to do so, or not. I don't know. I mean, fire me because I'll flip that switch and as I walk out the door. You'll be fucked. I run buildings. I know what to do. But we were in a meeting once, and it was on Zoom. I was in my office. He was in his office. And after that, he goes, because I got a little aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, no, because we were interviewing contractors, and the third contractor was a fucking liar. Legit. And I even told my boss before this, I go, this contractor is known around Vegas to get bids, to win the bid when he's the highest bidder.
Yeah.
And my boss was, well, how would that happen? I go, a bucket full of cash to the right person. And then all of a sudden, we found out he went around us to our higher ups, technically, and they were all like, "Oh, this guy seems really good." I go, "Fucking right there, dude." And so we were doing a Zoom call, interviewing 3 different contractors.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm an easygoing guy most of the time. I can be, I get a little worked up and I get a little like, but I enjoy it. I legit enjoy arguing and debating and all that kind of stuff. So,
I know what you think it's debating what you're doing, but continue.
Yeah, it's not debating, it's winning. Because you can't beat me.
Sure.
Well,
you just don't understand how it works.
No, you'll be like, streets need to be owned by private citizens. No, they don't. And then I go through a bunch of, like, well, that's stupid. You're retarded. I win. No, you're an idiot, but cool.
You missed the whole part where, like, we've destroyed every argument that you brought up.
You have not.
Yes, we did.
Okay, yeah, you and Charles. Yeah, oh.
A 5-year-old can do it.
Okay, so we went through the interview with these contractors, and the first 2 I was cool with. I wanted one particular one to get it, and actually they got it today, actually, mind you, which is kind of cool. The second one was like, I'm like, okay, I'm fair enough. If they get it, I'm not upset. But then the third one came on, and I'm just like, I tried to be calm and cool. I'm like, I'm gonna stay calm here. And the dude started saying shit. I'm like, that's not true. Why are you saying that? Him and I were going back and forth. He's like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the engineer. And he brings in the engineer, and I'm just like, well, you lost right there because you brought the fucking engineer. But the engineer was like, well, when I'm remodeling cars, I prefer... no, dude, we're not remodeling cars. We're doing window work. Can you keep up with us? So I was kind of a dick. And after the meeting, I walk in his office, and he goes, Ron, I've been in a bunch of meetings, business meetings before, and I've never seen my act that way. I go,
I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's cool, but I've been in a ton of construction meetings in my life, and that's exactly how the fuck we act. It wasn't a business meeting, it was a construction meeting, so that's how it's fucking done. Yeah, this guy,
I don't give a shit about how you run meetings. I say what I say.
If someone's lying, I cannot keep my mouth shut.
No, yeah, I'm the same way.
I'm like, I gotta call it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's my spectrum thing or what. I don't know if I'm on the spectrum.
Well, no, it's especially in a
don't fucking lie to me.
In a business situation where, especially like in construction, where people can die if you're lying. Like, what the fuck? Like, when I worked. Okay, if someone lies, your payday loan doesn't go through, or you pay a couple of dollars extra in interest, like, it's not the end of the fucking world. But I still have the same attitude, like, no, you're not going to fucking lie to me.
So this particular project, I guess I can talk about it. High-rise building, technically, it kind of sits 7-8 stories. Windows could fall out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, we need to get this job done. And my boss is like, well, it's out of our control. I go, dude, I don't give a fuck. And I told him flat out, I go, you better be protecting yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I have. If the lawyers come to me, I'm going to be like, here's all my emails.
Yeah.
I go, you better have that.
I said, God, like, the emails is so, like, every time some dumbass manager asked me to do something that I knew was bullshit, I'm like, you email me that, and I'll get right on it.
Well, no, so he's like, well, Ron, he goes, oh, we have attorneys for our company. They'll protect us. I go,
they're for the company, not for you.
I go, no, you don't understand. We're neglectful.
Yeah.
That cancels out everything, and that just adds zeros to the lawsuits.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, your house is in jeopardy. You think I'm lying,
Yeah.
and I'm not, because when they start adding those zeros on there and they prove you're neglectful,
Right.
you got a fucking problem.
Yeah.
I'm not. I got the fucking shit to prove it.
Right.
Because I'm not fucking around with this. So, yeah, no, it was just like, I mean, like we legit had a window fall out, a couple windows fall out. And I'm just like, we got to get on. Because, okay, what the fuck? In Chicago, you get a window fall out, the city will come to you and punish you. they'll make up shit to make you do just because a window fell out.
Well, we had that disaster in the 90s with like the people on the balcony. Remember that? That was a big ass thing, and then they changed everything.
So what that was, it was in June, and it was Gay Pride Month, and there was a bunch of gay people on a patio, on a balcony, and it collapsed.
Yeah.
A decent amount of people died. The balcony was inspected like 2 weeks prior, and the inspector goes, oh, yeah, well, I got immunity. And because he's a government employee, he did.
Yeah. Yeah, but the city, like, they really clamped down on the rules for everything.
But here in Vegas, I don't think they give a shit if a window falls out. Dude, we've had windows hit the strip. And they're just like, we should fix that. What? You should fix that?
Yeah, well, if they have a fender bender, they close off the road in all four directions. So,
oh, dear. I've never seen a city that just doesn't care about safety.
Why should they? I mean,
it's neglect. It adds
but it's not their job. It's your job to be safe.
No. If you're doing something in an unsafe manner and you kill somebody and they prove neglect,
right? But that shouldn't be the city's problem. The city, like,
no, it's their job to do the inspection. You're right. No. I get it. The city should stay out of my building and let me do my thing. And in some ways they do here, but in Chicago they didn't, because it's about life safety, dude. We literally had everything so expensive in Chicago. We had scaffolding fall off a building and kill a family in a car.
Okay.
We've had a piece of glass fall out of a building with a grandmother and the grandchild walking in the street holding hands. Grandma got killed. Fucking grandmother.
So with all those taxes and regulations, you still end up killing people anyway.
Agreed.
Well, that's a waste.
No, I'm not for that. I mean, I'm not necessarily for like what they do. What I'm saying though is if it happens, they punish you.
Okay.
Here they're like, oh well, that sucks.
Well, yeah, that sucks. I mean, if you're walking in the forest by yourself and a tree falls and you die, that sucks. Like, the forest doesn't owe you anything,
that's
right?
That's an act of God.
Okay, so is a window falling out, depending.
If you know a window is loose, it could fall out. And
right. It's different if you
wait a year to do anything.
Well, sue them then. Like, that's why you have courts. Sue them.
Yeah. You want to walk through my property real quick? We haven't fixed the windows yet. I can push one out on you.
Oh, you're like one-story house?
No, not here, where I work at.
Oh, where you work.
Yeah, I might cut you in half, but I mean, I can sue on your behalf.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you'll win something.
Oh, no, it's just like confined spaces. Okay, in Chicago, you don't go, you got to be licensed to go to, I've been in confined spaces illegally before, but if you know it and you know what to do, fine, whatever. Where my son worked at here, the head guy's like, oh, we got a pump that needs to be pulled out of that pit. Derek, go get it. He goes, I'm not going in there. That's confined space. He goes, that's an OSHA violation. And it's, when I say OSHA violation, there's like OSHA violations, and then there's confined space violations. No, people, no, it's like,
dude,
legit.
Like, spend some time in a third world country and then fucking tell me how. Like,
so Puerto Rico, when they had the earthquake, how many houses collapsed?
I don't know.
It was a lot.
Who cares? That's just life. It's part of life.
I would rather have my house.
Go to Mongolia.
I would rather have my house built with reasonable.
Okay, so then you pay for it. Let other people choose otherwise.
I'm kind of okay with that. Oh, we're gonna do that life safety bullshit.
Go to Mongolia. So like you'll see people like working on a traffic light on a ladder, not up against anything. Like there's just a ladder, like touching the wires, and like they're just up there fucking. There's no safety, nothing. Legit, no helmet, nothing.
If they have the hooks on the ladder on a wire,
they don't have any of that shit. They're just up there. The elevators. So I had this happen to me when I went there. I get in the elevator, and it's like very small. It's like the smallest elevator you've ever seen. And not everybody in our party was in the elevator. So the doors start to close, and I stick my hand to make the door open.
Yeah.
The door doesn't give a fuck, right? It just keeps on coming. And I push it, So, like, hey, buddy, I'm here. It keeps on going, right? So I figured it out before the thing closed. Okay, I guess the door's not going to open, right? Like, they don't give a shit, and yet they're still there living their lives and having families and all that. Like, you don't need this stuff.
We are a very litigious society. So
Right.
now that you brought up elevators, so the traditional elevators used to have like a plastic strip that ran down, like a plastic bar that ran down that was on a bracket. And then if you hit the bar, it reopened the doors.
Okay.
So those would get stuck a lot. There'd be issues, whatever.
We used to have elevator operators.
Right. But so they took those plastic bars out and they put in I-beams.
Yeah.
Do you know what the I-beam can't pick up? Your dog.
Okay.
And you have a leash.
Yeah. I've seen those, yeah.
And you've had that leash that you can let your dog go 25 feet ahead of you. And it's a really thin thing. Yeah, those can't pick up. So I was in the elevator.
I've seen videos where this happened.
And this lady walks in and her dog didn't follow her.
Yeah.
And oh my God, the elevator takes off. She's freaking out. We're all like looking for a knife to cut this fucking thing. and all of a sudden, we went from floor 1 to floor 2, and I go, there's no reason.
Well, usually the harness on the dog will come off.
No, one of my employees on the waiting for the elevator got her knife out and cut it real quick. But
see, like, that's the thing is when Karens have that happen, what do? They go to the city council meeting and they say, we need to have elevators detect dog leashes, and then the fucking city council says that sounds like a great idea. Well, no dog should be harmed by an elevator. Then they write the law, and then all the elevator companies got to spend billions of dollars to make the new elevators, and it's a fucking just giant mess.
It's funny you say the word harmed. I would go with decapitated.
It doesn't matter. It's a dog. It's a fucking dog.
Oh, I'm getting my dog in here.
Dude, we decapitate animals all the time, and then we eat them. I mean, so what? It's an animal.
I have an 80-pound dog outside that door.
So what? Then don't bring
him in here?
Don't bring him in a fucking elevator and expect bad shit to not happen. And by the way, why aren't dogs confused by elevators? Because like a dog, it goes into a box, right? The doors close, and then the doors open, and like the whole world is different. Why doesn't that confuse a dog?
So it's funny you bring this up because there was a prank show that you would walk into a fake elevator, but it looked like a real elevator.
Yeah.
And all they would do is they would turn the elevator this way. And you would walk out.
Yeah.
And people thought they went up.
Okay, I can see that.
But all they did was turn it this way.
Yeah. Well, why would you not think that you went up?
Why are humans not confused by elevators?
Well, because we don't understand how they work. The elevator goes up, and then...
But it didn't go up. It was... They felt movement.
Yeah.
They felt movement. They're like, I'm good. I must be where I'm going.
Right. How does a dog not freak out? Like, wait a minute, the whole world changed. What happened?
So, so there was an incident at one of my buildings I worked at in Chicago. This was bad. No. Legit, this guy would have died 3 or 4 seconds later. So we had an elevator pit, but we had sub basements.
Okay.
So there was a door that went to the sub pit, and luckily there was an emergency stop button at that door. And that was an elevator guy down there. Another elevator guy was on the car because they were remodeling the car, and he needed to jump from one car to the other for a second, and the other car was moving, and he didn't realize that it was about ready to go up. Mm-hmm. Now, when it went up, it was floor 1, floor 2, and then the blind hoistway. What a blind hoistway is a cinder block walls for like 30 floors.
Okay.
30 floors.
Why?
Because it's the high rise. It's a high rise.
Oh, it's like a penthouse elevator or something?
Well, it's not a penthouse. It's a higher floor elevator.
Okay.
He jumped to the car, and that car took off up. He screamed when his foot got cut off. And his partner hit the stop button seconds before into the blind hoistway. He was dead if he hit in the blind hoistway.
Why would he be dead if he went in there?
Because his foot was cut off.
Okay.
Legit cut off.
I understand, but why would he be dead?
He would bleed out. Because if you stop the elevator...
You're not going to bleed out.
Okay.
Oh, so when you're saying you stop the elevator can't go back again.
It can't go up in the Blind Horse.
Right. So now he is stuck for hours.
No. We got it before he went. The guy
right. But I'm saying if he was in there, he would be stuck for hours.
I'm just going to tell you this: the amount of blood that poured down the elevator walls with a lady inside. The walls were legit bleeding.
Doesn't he know how to tie a tourniquet? Like, take your belt off and tourniquet that shit.
Dude, he was. I mean, he lived,
God.
and it was sewed back on. I mean, when I say it was off, it was like when they pulled him out of the shaft, it was hanging by a tendon.
Okay.
He was in like shock. He was on the phone with his wife, like, "Oh, honey, I fucked up. I gotta get to the hospital." When the elevator inspector came by to see what happened, now elevator inspectors are elevator guys that got old, so they're gonna protect the elevator guy.
Okay.
And he was looking. He's looking around. And he goes, "What's that?" I go, "That's the I-beam that his leg bent." He bent an I-beam with his leg. That was. But the I don't know if I use the word funny. There was legitimately a lady in the elevator with blood coming down the walls. Her husband is like, "My wife's in that elevator. You got to get her out. There's blood everywhere." I go, "I can't do shit because we're pulling a possible dead guy off the top of the car." She was in for close to an hour. Oh my God, it was fucking horrible. Oh Lordy,
sounds like fun.
I don't know. We're at an hour mark.
Right.
I didn't have the best show today because I had to say work late, and I didn't do a lot of show prep. So got an hour done, so I'm happy.
All right, so I'm going to talk about self-custody with crypto because we talk about it a lot, but we haven't actually taught you how to do it yet. So I decided let's do a show on that. So really, what's the deal with self-custody? Like, why is it important? Why do we want to do it? Well, so last week, if you remember, we talked about some incidents where California's trying to pass a law where they're going to take your crypto off of exchanges if it's idle, whatever the fuck they decide that means. So self-custody would prevent them from doing that because there is no exchange. You own it.
Yeah.
It cannot be taken from you without your permission or you fucking up somehow. And you don't have to rely on any third parties. Like, there's no banker, there's no government, there's just nothing but you and your crypto. So this is why you would want to do this. So how do we do this, right? So everyone talks about it. Oh, you have to self-custody, but how do you do it, right? So first thing you want to look for is open source wallet software for either your PC or your mobile phone for the crypto that you prefer. Since we use Monero here, I like the Monero Core wallet or Cake wallet for mobile. So one way to kind of do a sanity check is if you load up some software and it starts asking for your real name, your social security number, your address, or any personal details, probably not a self-custody wallet. It's probably tied to some third party, and they're going to be holding your crypto, right? And the reason they want that info is because the government tells them they have to collect it. So when you first start the wallet, it should give you a long multi-word phrase. And the number of words depends on which crypto you're in. So Monero, it's either going to be 24 or 16 words. And then for Bitcoin and other things like that, it's going to be 12 words, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it's a long phrase. And essentially this phrase is your crypto wallet. So basically it's a way of converting the private key, which is random numbers, into some set of words that you could write down and replay back in to get your wallet back. So when the wallet says, "Hey buddy, write these words down," write them down. It's very fucking important, because if you lose those and then you lose that wallet, you've lost your money. Yeah. So write those fucking words down, put them in a safe spot. So another thing you want to think about is multiple wallets. So a lot of people have one bank account. But you know, if you're a little bit more wealthy, you realize you don't want to have one bank account. You want to have multiple bank accounts, and you want them for separate purposes. Like maybe you have one for personal, and then you have one for your business, and then you have one in a different country. So you want to think of different wallets for different purposes. Right? Okay. This is my wallet for Canary in the Cage. This is my personal wallet. This is my savings wallet. This is my wallet for when I go down to that dildo store and I don't want anybody to know where the rest of my funds are connected to. And then you want to adjust your security level for each of those wallets based on how much crypto you plan to have in that wallet.
Okay.
So like you don't need super high tech security for your wallet with $5 in it that you just go down to the store with, right? So like daily spend wallets can maintain a low balance and then have minimum security, which you would trade for maximum convenience. So there's always that trade-off between convenience and security, right? So like a long-term savings wallet would have maximum security, but it would be very inconvenient. So like you don't want to be dipping into your savings all the time,
right?
But if you do, it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass because it's so secure. And then another thing you want to think about is for wallets that are high value, you want to have a maximum value, and then every time you go above that, you make a new wallet. And then just have savings 1, savings 2, savings 3, shit like that. And then keep those backups in different locations. Okay. So like if you lose one of your savings wallets, you haven't lost all of them. So now how to secure these things? You always want to keep multiple copies of your wallets. So when you make a software wallet on your computer or your mobile phone, you can do both. You can have the same wallet on both. And then you can have another mobile phone, you can have another computer, you can put it on as many computers as you want. Okay. Just make sure those computers are secure, like you're not handing your laptop out and, here, you borrow my laptop. Oh, it's got my crypto, sorry. No. And you always want to password protect them. So make sure that all of your wallets are password or PIN protected on your phone. Use hard drive encryption. We talked about that on episode 48. So any machine that you're going to have crypto on, a crypto wallet, you want to encrypt that hard drive. Because if someone finds that in the dumpster, they can steal your crypto, right? If they can figure out your password, which is a lot easier than breaking the encryption. So yeah, if you lose one of your devices, it's always accessible from a wallet on your other devices, right? So if I lose my phone, I can still access my crypto on my laptop here. Now, if you do lose a device, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to delete the wallet that was on that device. So you're going to want to transfer the crypto from one of your backups to a brand new wallet, and then now that wallet has 0 in it, right? So if someone finds your phone and they crack your wallets, they can't get your crypto, right? They just they see 0. So like yeah, even with the password, like you just don't want to risk that. So there's things called hardware wallets. So there's these tools called one's called a Trezor, one's called a Ledger. Now the way these work is that your private keys never leave the hardware device. So like it's like a little USB stick, and if you want to send crypto, you have to plug that USB stick into something, and then type a password in, and then the wallet on the machine is going to say, I don't have any private keys. Where's my private keys? And you're going to say, oh, it's on that hardware device. And then the device is going to sign the transaction and then send it back to the wallet, and then the wallet's going to know how to send that data off. Now, these can be annoying for a couple reasons. So one, you got to keep them updated all the time. So if there's an update to your crypto and you don't update that hardware device, your crypto's locked in there until you update. It's a pain in the ass. Now, if you don't have any offline backups, like I'm recommending that you do, because it's a hardware device, it keeps everything safe and secure. And if you lose that device, you've lost your crypto, right? Now, if you do have offline backups, it's kind of defeating the whole point of keeping the keys on the device, right? Okay. Because you have an offline backup. So if someone wants to steal your crypto, they don't steal the device, they go find your offline backup. So like it's a kind of a chicken and the egg kind of thing, where like, oh, it offers this neat little function, but you kind of got to defeat it to have all your backups. So I don't really like these things. If you find use out of them, great. Use them if you like them. But I'm just giving you some reasons why I avoid them. And like Monero is especially annoying with these because Monero wallets have to stay synced with the network. Otherwise, like you're gonna have to wait when you want to do a transfer. Okay. So if you're not synced up, it's gonna say, "Oh, you got to wait an hour," and then you're gonna sit there for a fucking hour like an idiot. So let's talk about offline copies. So that seed phrase we talked about earlier, when the wallet first creates and says, "Write this down," you're gonna either write it down on paper, or what some people do is like they etch it into metal so it's permanent. Okay. Now here's the funny thing: there's companies that will sell you an etched piece of metal with the seed phrase on it. Okay. But you have to give them the seed phrase so they can etch it on the metal. Yeah. Don't do that! That's giving them your crypto. Okay? So do it yourself if you're going to do this metal etching thing, right? And then you want to store this in a very secure location. If you have a safe, like a big heavy safe, put it in there. Otherwise, like we talked about hiding places on one of our episodes. Yeah. Like one of those fake wall outlets. That's a great spot for it because no one will ever look there. But yeah, like, and you can have multiple. Like have multiple so that in case your house burns down, you have one somewhere else, right? I talked about using a deck of cards. You can store your seed phrase. You can convert it into a deck of cards, right? You can store that deck of cards.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do is when you write it down, you can use invisible ink. So when someone finds a piece of paper, it's just a blank piece of paper, but you know that there's invisible ink there. And yeah, like I said, keep multiple copies of these things in different locations. Not all in your apartment. If you're going to use like a third-party storage location, like a bank vault or one of those third-party, like they just store shit for you. Yeah. Make sure you're using something where they can't identify it, like the invisible ink or the deck of cards, because that way, if they break into your shit, like they don't know that that's your crypto. But yeah, so if you have any other questions, pop on the chat room and send them over because you all want to be self-custodying your funds. And by the way, today's secret word is custody.
Okay.
So if you want to win next week's Monero, give us the word custody.
So I was going to do my segment on turning your dirt into soil.
Wow.
But because I got caught up at work and I had issues at work.
Excuses.
No. Well, I could probably fake it right now, but because I took a class last Saturday on how to do this, but if I have my notes with me, I can get like all scientist on you, and also I'll do that next week. I kind of want to play off what you just did. Okay. So if I had a device that had somebody else's crypto on it, how would I know that?
It depends. Depends on how well they've secured that device. So if they encrypted their drive, you have no fucking idea what's on there. It's just a device you can't open, right? If it's not encrypted and they have a weak password, you can break in with that password, and then you can look around in their files for files that have certain names. So like Bitcoin wallets will be called, wallet.dat, right? And it's in the Bitcoin folder. Okay. And then people can move it around if they want to, but most people don't do that. They just take the defaults. So if you see that Bitcoin.wallet or Bitcoin wallet.dat, that's probably a Bitcoin wallet. And Monero has a similar, like it's in the same similar location with the same name. Okay. And like you can, even if they do hide it, you can analyze files and then with certain tools, and those tools will say, hey, that's a Bitcoin wallet.
So could they put it like on a gaming system power drive?
Yeah.
Huh. So the reason I asked this is, I don't know if I told the story or not, but I'm going to build on it if I did. Where I work at, we had a guy kill another guy. No, I'm not kidding. Killed him on his balcony, and then we had just got there, so our camera system wasn't working properly, so we didn't really have the footage we needed. And the body somehow got from the balcony to the guy's apparently trunk, and then to the California desert. The dude crossed the state line. I mean, it's the California state line. It's like 30 miles from here. And he pulled the body out of his car, laid it next to it, and soaked it in probably gas. I don't know the fuel he used, and burned it. Okay. When did he get back in his car? And he was stuck. So what do you do if you're in the desert and your car's stuck and there's a smoldering body sitting next to you?
Why was it stuck?
Well, it's sand.
Oh, okay.
You call a tow truck.
Obviously.
And then you fall asleep. I mean, that's like a sociopath. No, this is a true story. So the tow truck is going to the desert, so there's two guys in there. We're not going alone. They pull up, they see the car stuck, they see the guy sleeping in his car, they see the smoldering body, and they go, fuck this. Yeah. And they back out and they call San Bernardino.
Now, how did he kill the guy? What was the method of choice?
I don't know, because I don't know if Metro actually knew how they killed him. It could have been choking, it could have been a stabbing. Well, no, the body was burned. They may have known. I didn't dig deep.
So the reason I'm asking is because I might have a gun with me and then shoot myself in the shoulder, right? Because now I'm another victim of this attack in the desert.
Well, but the attack happened on the balcony.
Yeah, but they didn't know that yet.
True. I mean, whatever. So the reason I'm saying all this is then San Bernardino came and arrested the guy. The guy's been in jail ever since. Yeah. About a week after this happened, I pulled up to work one day, and I see these storage boxes in the dumpster. And I go, oh, I need storage boxes. And they're free.
Yeah.
So I go start grabbing the storage boxes, and then I see PlayStation, Xbox, all the, movies, all this shit. So I just grab it all, throw it in my truck. I don't know if it's the dude that killed the guy or not, but the guy who killed the guy is a financial guy. And like when the story hit the newspapers, they're like, "Oh, I'm so glad somebody killed that guy who was an asshole," or "The guy who killed him is an ass." So
police are looking for several PlayStations.
So I'm wondering. I've never really looked into it, but I'm wondering if this guy was a financial. I mean, he was like a very decent financial.
Do you still have these hard drives?
Well, I have the gaming systems.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a few other.
Have you played games and shit?
I believe on the Xbox I have. I'm not really into gaming.
Because that might have overwritten any files that might have been on there.
Oh, wait. I thought you could. So if I played the game, I put a game in and I play the game on the disc.
Yeah. But there's like a save game.
I don't know how to get into like the storage of the gaming systems. But then I've also, since I've been talking with you, I've been thinking, well, maybe this guy had Monero because he was a financial guy. Most financial people would have crypto.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, well, and if he's in jail and his girlfriend's mad at him, she throws out all his shit. Yeah. Which is kind of what I think happened. I may be like a billionaire.
Well, you're going to have to open those things up and pull the hard drives out if you want to check.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how to do that.
See, it's easy. You get a screwdriver, you open it up, and pull the hard drive out.
Oh, I guess they do that on laptops. I've done that on laptops before, I guess. I don't know.
We can do it if you want to.
Yeah, you'll take all. You're like, no, there's nothing on here. And all of a sudden, Dave comes over next week, like with gold sunglasses, gold teeth, like hair extensions and shit, and driving a what's your dream car?
I already own my dream car.
The DeLorean?
Yeah, it's a piece of shit.
So he literally buys a DeLorean from Back to the Future, and he's just like throwing garbage in there to drive around in. So no, I just thought about that. So I thought I would tell that story. But yeah, because I have a couple boxes. I don't know. I have weird shit.
Like I said, we can look if you want. I mean, it's not that hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. But I don't trust you. You'll literally.
I mean, I can do it while I'm here.
No,
the thing is, like,
you can do it right in front of me. You'd be like, yeah, there's nothing here. Transfer.
If he has good passwords on any files that are there, then I wouldn't be able to get in anyway.
Okay, so probably all right, whatever. So that was my story. Because I found it in a dumpster.
Yeah.
And you said you could find something in a dumpster. Yeah. And I thought about that.
There you go.
So yeah, that's the end of my story. I do want to mention one thing before we leave. Israel did attack Iran tonight. It's Thursday night. You'll be seeing this. Yeah,
don't they do that all the time though?
No, this is legit.
We'll see.
This could be a problem. It could be a problem. They bombed their nuclear sites in Iran. If Iran, the problem, so Trump doesn't support what Netanyahu did, what the fucking dude's name is. But we have military bases over there. If Iran thinks we were a part of this, if they bomb our military bases, could be a problem for us. So we'll just hope for the best.
There you go.
I did want to bring it up since it did happen today.
Yeah.
I am a little concerned about it. And if we get into that war, I just hope we make Iran a glass factory. So, I mean, the problem
make
is
Israel a glass factory. They're the ones fucking doing all this shit.
I would prefer that. That'll never happen. We should cut all ties to Israel right now. I truly believe that. They are jeopardizing our safety and our country at this point. I'm not happy about it. So, but it's a no-win situation for Trump. He has high numbers right now. He has even with all the shit going on in LA, his approval ratings are through the roof right now. This could be a big deal. So.
See next week if there is a.
If there isn't no. We have World War III possibly starting today.
Yeah.
But then this weekend we have the Civil War probably getting ready to start because of all the protests on King's Day. So we could be in a civil war and then a war with Iran. But then China would probably get involved to protect Iran.
That's like,
then Mexico has been aligning themselves with China.
Well, that's like how World War I was. So like for Russia had a civil war while World War I was going on.
Really?
Yeah, that's when the Bolsheviks took over. The communists took over.
Fucked. All right, I hope to see you guys next week. I don't know if we will, but it's all good.
See ya.
See ya. Thank you for joining us at the Canary in the Cage podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us to help build the community.
You can find us at Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app, and even on the dark web at I2P.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.